Hello, hello, hello. What is happening, everybody? Everybody. What is this everybody stuff? We got to get somebody before it's everybody. But here we are. All right. So then, I'll bring this down here. Let me just double check, make sure everything's working. Can you hear me okay? I feel like you can hear me okay. I can hear me okay. All righty. Alex is outside finishing up talking to a customer. That's exciting. Invasion's here. Daniel's here. I'm here. Alex is not here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the family reunion. So, what are we going to talk? Well, who's going to the family? Any of you guys going to the family reunion next week? Alex is going to the family reunion. I, on the other hand, am not going to the family reunion because Alex gets to go, which is fine. He deserves a little getaway and a little camaraderie and fun. We're going to have a little bit of a surprise at the family reunion. We're going to give something away to somebody. Alex will have it. We're up to 6. Give me. T-Town won't be there. Yeah, I know the feeling. Sometimes things get a little too much to be able to just break away. I get it. I get it. I get it. It is something. But But Alex is going to sit out there and talk for the whole hour if I don't remind him it's tool talk time. So I will be right back. Entertain yourselves for a second. Here, I'll even throw the chat up on the screen and I will go tell him that we are live. So or actually, you know what? Can I do this? Probably not. Actually, I should have had that set up. I'll be right back. I found an Alex. He didn't realize it was already that time. But I know how that goes. Let's see how this works. There we go. He will be with us momentarily. Anybody want to wager any guesses whether his microphone and stuff works?
It works.
Wow, how'd you do that first try?
Because I tested it at like 310.
Good call. I got lucky. Mine just worked right out the gate too.
Sorry, guys. Jack, Matt's assistant, was here, and I like talking to Jack. Jack's good people.
He is.
He is.
He had a fun story to tell.
He had a very fun story to tell. All I can say is, if you're in Louisiana, don't walk Bourbon Street at nighttime. That's all. That's all. I think that says enough. Who is on here? We got 7 people. Jack probably just logged on. He's gonna watch us on the way home.
You're echoing what?
Oh wait.
Like room echo. You got all your stuff going through the right order? Because your NVIDIA broadcast, I don't think is in the mix. Ooh, logo's a little better this time.
Can you hear me still? I
Yeah.
think it might be. What about now?
No, it still sounds like you're in an empty room.
What about now?
Oh, that might be better. What are you doing?
The 3 in the middle, just clicking them on and off.
3 what in the middle?
The media player on Voicemeeter. I think I had
No, it's not. It's not that kind of an echo. It's room echo. It's NVIDIA broadcast is not doing its job. Like you have it eliminated from the mix or something.
No, it's in here. I got it. It says, okay, so Voicemeeter is plugged into broadcast. Broadcast is plugged into VoiceMod. VoiceMod is plugged into Samson.
Okay, so
maybe I'll restart.
In NVIDIA broadcast, do you have noise removal and room echo removal on?
Yeah, both full strength.
My room echo meter removal isn't on. Now it is. Interesting.
My wife and I overdid New Orleans the first night and nursed our hangovers for the next 2 days. Missed a lot of our plans because of it. That sounds fun. Just so you know, Rick, I used my new printer and logo got a little better this time. That is good. Good job, T-Town. We're very proud of you. We talk about you every day.
Yeah. Except for the days that we don't.
You can't tell them that.
Oh.
Hey, Travis, what's up? Am I still echoing?
Sounds like you're a little overmodulated, like your mic is up too much or something. I don't know.
I meant to say bigger, even though better is a good thing too. Bigger is better.
I don't know. I heard a rumor that bigger is not always better.
It's the 21st century. I need coffee.
Too far away. Maybe you're too far away, Alex. Where is your microphone?
Yo. It's like 3 inches from my face. Right here.
What's your the switch on I guess it'd be your right because your microphone's upside down. Is it on cardioid?
Yes.
And the other one's on. No, put it on cardioid.
No, that is the cardioid. Cardioid has 2 options, Fig 8 and Omni.
No, it's got 3 options, Fig 8, cardioid, and Omni.
Oh, okay. How about now?
That's way better.
I've never touched that.
Somebody touched it.
I don't. I haven't used the mic since last Tuesday, Rick.
Okay, so what figure eight does is it focuses on both front and back of the microphone.
Mhm.
What Omni does is it focuses all around the microphone. And then what cardioid does is focuses only on the front of the microphone.
Ooh, Ryan just brought up a good point. Just having the tools doesn't mean you can get the job done. Speaking of tools, I'm bringing in a sweet fucking surprise, and I'm not telling anybody what it is because I don't want to.
Yeah, Alex don't want to.
I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be a bigger surprise if I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm conflicted.
Nobody knows.
Uh,
One thing that I do know though is that it turned out pretty sweet, and we decided to do it this morning. It was like not going to be a thing. And I'll give you a hint. We were talking about getting Alex's tools down to the family reunion and then getting them back. And they're, one of his favorite tools is his keg, and that's the most expensive part to ship both ways. So I don't know. Is that a pretty big hint? Hard telling.
oh man. Dude. You'll see it. Round 1, heat 1.
And that'll probably be the last time you see it until the end.
Probably. No K5, no K5, no K5. Actually, because of the K5 incident, Charles made it a point that anytime I'm there and a K5 or a Hyundai Santa Fe shows up, that I'm the one that gets to do it. Because he thinks I hate them because it took me out. But I don't actually hate them. I blame my slip mix in Georgia. Because I don't know. I mix my shit like I mix it here in the wintertime. And I don't know.
You realize it's not going to be a Santa Fe or a K5.
It's going to be a Corolla.
Corolla.
I hope so. I get to smoke everyone on that battleground.
Why do you think so?
Because I've done quite a bit of Corolla since then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the one thing that stands out to you most about a Toyota Corolla?
You can pull the sweep.
You can pull the sweep on just about any car.
I know, but it's got an easy sweep.
Oh.
And then it's I don't know. It's an easy shrink.
It's a Toyota thing. And it has to do with the doors.
What, tight gaskets?
No.
What
not
is
even.
It? I don't know.
They're deceivingly curved door windows.
Oh, that's
they trip everybody up for whatever reason. You look at the car and it looks like a square little shoebox kind of thing, and you just don't think that it's a big deal. And people shrink bare minimum, and then they end up with fingers, and they're fighting fingers, and they're running out of time. And then Corey got it. Hey, Corey, what's up? But then you lose points that way, big time.
So I can just double snap it, right? Like so when I pull back, snap up here and then snap down here.
I don't know. I hate that method. Just the outside ring of the window is what you want tight. That's how you get your snap.
Or like I know sometimes like like how Matt does it on his thing where you like shrink the fingers down, but then also like give it a little snap
Again, too much, unnecessary.
Everyone kind of streams and posts during the event.
Yeah, you'll see. Keep your eyes in Window Film Revolution if you're not going to be there, because there'll be streams and lives popping up all over. At least that's the hopes.
He also pulls sweeps. Yeah.
It's that kind of cockiness right there that gets you eliminated in competitions.
I'll be fine. I'm not worried about the shrink on the doors.
No.
I'm more worried about like not having to bump my film after I got my top edge laid. 'Cause that's where I get in trouble. I want to get it laid like perfect in like the first couple seconds.
Yeah, like 1, 2.
Yeah, 1, 2. No, up this. Oh, low down here this way. Because like that's how you get all the dirties up top.
Do we know? Do they provide the film, or do you got to bring your own film?
I gotta bring film. I might see if I can like use somebody's film. I think it's 35% on the doors, 20% on the rear.
We have lots of 35%.
I have lots of 35%.
Oh, well, fine.
I have an ungodly amount. I have 35% rolls from back when we were still at 10 Squad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You should try using those.
That's my plotter calibrating film.
Fair enough.
Yo, what's up, Corey? I'm going. Can't wait to see some of y'all. Dude, I can't believe we're like exactly a week away.
I can't believe that you're... God damn it.
Maybe Rick could sponsor me. No, that's I would feel bad if anyone tried to like pay for my entry, because that's an expensive entry. It's like, I think it's $5.99.
God damn it. Tim, I can't pay you right now because I don't have any of my numbers in front of me. Oh, that's why that other one didn't. Okay. Never mind. I got it figured out. That's not the right one either. We'll get to you in a minute.
The glass-shaped clay bars, I think they're on the way.
They've been on the way. A long, long time.
Hold on, 2 seconds.
Uh-oh, where are you going? I'm trying to pay bills here. He's running away. Card fees. That's dumb. Oh, we got people turning around in our parking lot. Hey Tim, I paid you. How exciting. All right, where are we? Where's my live stream? Somewhere in here.
We're right here.
Here we are. Dumb. Tim waits until I'm live to send me an invoice. God. Query case is going. Yay. I sponsored Alex last year. He let me down.
Yeah.
But I don't mind sending some film with you. But
I think I might like make a Facebook post or something like, "Hey guys, going to this competition next week. Need some extra spend money. Get your windows tinted special this week only."
I thought
$100
something
doors and
happened.
35%.
Oh, Ryan lost the whole feed. That's because you're on Facebook, Ryan. Facebook hates live streaming off of other platforms. It still works, but yeah, Facebook's a little sketchy about that. Let's see. I can push this button. I could push this button.
Nice, Matt. Who are you? Are you one of other Matt's guys? Are you new to the gang? Whoever you are, we appreciate you, and I want to thank you because without you, we wouldn't be here. So
Without him, it'd be hard for you to be you.
yeah.
I forgot to fill up my water pitcher. Dumb. But I got my Diet Cherry Pepsi.
Dude, I just need like a miracle, like big job. Like, where's the transit vans or I don't know. Been a fly on the wall, still developing my skills. Ah, you're probably more than just a fly on the wall.
I'll tell
Um,
you one surefire way to develop your skills better is to practice. And a lot of people don't realize, but if you was to take if you was to take a 60-inch roll and have it cut 20 20 20, that gives you 300 feet worth of practicing on doors. One of the most common things I see people ask about is how to stop getting contamination in your doors. And honestly, it's a matter of practice. The problem with getting contamination in your doors is a lot of times just the thought process. So you're not working in a fluid motion because you're thinking about all the moves that you're making. And a lot of people think that to learn to tint, you need to do all the windows. Well, eventually you do. But the best way to learn to do anything is repetition. And if you're cutting a pattern and cleaning a window and laying the window and moving on to another window and then doing a different type of a window, there's not a lot of repetition going on there. But if you sit in front of one window and tint that one window for 100 feet of film, you'll be surprised at what it's like on the last pattern versus the first pattern. And just do the same thing over and over and over again. And you can even take it a step further and just cut pattern after pattern after pattern and set them aside until you get the muscle memory cutting patterns. That's a pretty critical thing if you're going to hand cut, because you want to be fluid and smooth when you're hand cutting and you want to have that under control. What that's also going to do for you is one of the hardest things for people to pick up and be fluid with is laying the film. So if you just made 20 or 30 door patterns for this door and they're stacked up here in a row, now you can lay pattern after pattern after pattern. And every time you make a mistake, you can try it again while it's fresh in your head. You don't have to revert all the way back to cutting a new pattern to try it again. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this self-learning window tint is taking people so long because they're just simply not doing it very efficiently. You're taking yourself away from the problem and having to go to other parts till you finally come back. And sometimes when you get back around to the problem you needed to correct, you stumbled into other problems that frustrated you, and you don't have the initial problem or what you were going to do to not have that problem, that's not in your head anymore. And so it's like going into the second window as blind as you were the first window, and so if you can find a way to do over and over and over again, then that's gonna speed you up a lot quicker. If that makes any sense.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Tacos makes you better too.
Yes.
I had tacos for 2 days. I had tacos yesterday and today.
Interesting. Is that because you made too many fillings, and so you just had to use them all up?
No, I actually made homemade tacos yesterday and then had Taco Bell today.
That's not the same, Alex. I'm not even sure
Tacos a
Taco Bell
lot.
counts. I'm not even sure Taco Bell counts as a food group.
I have my nephew helping out, just trying to get him to clean a window properly has been an issue. Finally, I did like you're saying. As soon as see he missed a spot, I tell him to spray it again and start the whole process over until he gets the feel of the repetitive motions.
Yes. If you have to think about the movements that you're going to make next, you can't be thinking about how to do it properly. It's just that simple. You have to build the muscle memory. That way, you don't have to think about what the muscles are going to do. You can focus more on the skill or talent portion of it. And I don't know, cleaning windows to me is just it seems so easy. You want to. I mean, we've all done dishes, right? Those things that we put our food on and eat off of. We don't put that much stress into getting the dish perfect, but we manage to get it clean. How do we get it clean? We rub it. We feel if there's anything stuck to it. We see if there's anything stuck to it. We get more aggressive on the stuck parts. If there's nothing stuck to it, we rinse it, dry it, and put our food on it. It's exactly the same thing, say, cleaning a door glass. I don't even razor blade doors unless I feel something on the door, but I'll spray it, I'll rub it. If I don't feel anything on it, I squeegee it. And then I rinse the edges because I can't squeegee in the edges, because if I squeegee in the edges, I'm just recontaminating the whole side of the window, because when you rub across the felt with your squeegee, it's like flinging shit all over your window.
Billy says Brian dead taunters do it better, and I think I agree. I think if you like overthink the process, you like miss things because you're overthinking. I think it's like really simple, and I think if you keep it simple, that you'll have an okay time.
You get problems in your tint job in the areas you struggle. Think about that. And while you're struggling, you're focusing on the struggle, causing yourself problems. Now, a lot of that comes from suction, because a lot of the struggles comes from tucking film or sliding it into an area. And if you're struggling to get it into the area, the part that's buckled a little bit is constantly creating a suction, which is pulling garbage out of the edge. So yeah, it is pretty cut and dry.
I think the best is when you think you're caught up in one area, but the reason why you're caught up in one area is because it's caught up in a different area. Like I had that issue before where Charles would just come over and like no like this, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I was just so over focused with this, I didn't even notice this, and if I would have noticed that, this would have just slid right in.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times the problem isn't where you're struggling. It's something else is causing the problem where you're struggling. But I don't
And I
know.
get vacuum suction and crinkles.
Yes. Well, you get crinkles because it won't gently slide into the spot, but down by the corner is where you're having problems, even though it looks like the problem's up here where it's buckling. But down here
Yeah.
is where it's kind of bunched, and you can't get this buckle out because the film's pushed up into that little buckle area.
Yeah,
So
and
if you
then instead
pull
of
the
like
bottom
slide,
out,
yeah, instead of backing it up a little bit, I'm trying to like force it to unbuckle down here
yeah.
to relieve.
And
Or
the other
like,
thing
what?
I hear people all the time, and this has driven me crazy for probably 25 years. Because it is a real common thing. People are like, I don't go fast because I want to do a good job. And what I mean by that is there was a time that I was a 2+ hour tinner no matter what car. I was taking my time doing a good job. And I always had a little bit of a struggle getting the job that satisfied me. One day I got under the gun and I didn't have time for 2 hours a car. I had to get them done. And I was pissed off. Everything about Focus left my mind. I was just pissed off, and I'm going to show them that this is a bad idea to book me this busy. And as angry as I was, I just tinted those fucking cars and I got them done. And they looked better than most of my cars. And the reality was, I stopped thinking and I just started doing. And there was no moments of thought. Believe it or not, a lot of the time consumed in tinting a car is moments of thought. And we're not, because we're sitting there thinking about it, we're not doing a better job. In fact, we're not doing a job at all. We're sitting there thinking about doing a job. So if we can get that out of our mind and just move forward and do the job, a lot of times it goes a lot better than when we think about it. So yeah, for sure. All about the
Hell
muscle
yeah.
memory. Smart muscles do the best. Billy, I can't get down with that. It just there's no smart muscles.
Muscles don't have brains, Billy.
Yeah,
Piss me off to the to.
more work. I would talk and would tint. Billy's typing too fast again. His thumbs are too big for that. Thinking or obsessing. I mean, it's just like, and for you guys that have been tinting for a long time and don't really think about the process anymore, and this doesn't make sense, pick up a new similar thing. Like if you don't do PPF, try to PPF a hood, and you'll get like those moments of thought because you start thinking about what to do next. You stop doing and you start thinking. Or vinyl wrapping. If like you don't normally do taillights, get some, even Lux wraps, some of the easiest stuff on the market to use, and do the taillight. And you're going to find out that most people are saying this taillight takes me less than 5 minutes to do. And you're going to sit there for 25, 30 minutes doing that and wonder, how the fuck do you do this? Well, because those people aren't thinking about it no more. Now that's how we get with tint. And you guys that aren't there with tint yet, just keep that in the back of your mind that you want to stop thinking. You want to start doing. When you have a problem, that's the only spot you should focus on. Okay, I keep getting blank, you know. And for a lot of people, you keep getting a little bit of debris in your edges, like of your doors, or like when you do a back window or a windshield and you reverse roll it on one end or the other, you get a little bit of like an area of dirt. And so those are the areas that you want to focus on. The rest of it went fine. There is no reason to think through the whole process. And when you get to that, say it's unrolling a back window and you keep along the one, either the leading edge or the trailing edge, you keep getting that debris. When you get to that area, this is where you don't want to stop and think. You just want to start paying attention to what is going on here, because you want to identify what you're not doing properly or what's causing the problem you're having. And a lot of times it's a placement issue. So if you have problems on the final edge, what you'll find is you'll either place it too far in the middle of the glass, so when you unroll it and drop it off the edge, it lands on the C-pillar. That's going to cause you to get debris. The other thing that'll happen is you'll place it right on the one side, you'll unroll it, but as you get towards that end, you start dragging the roll against the window. And that roll, the one side of the roll is clean, the other side's dirty. The reason the other side's dirty is because that's the side that you were shrinking on. That's your one side was up against the dryer sheet, and the other side was the side that you were shrinking with your card or your glove or whatever. But you don't get those clean. You're always taking dirty film in to lay a back glass. So you can't let the rolled up piece rub along the window, because that's going to cause you contamination. The other thing you can't do is misplace where you start. You know, if you got your C-pillar here, you want your film, before you start unrolling, you want your film where it needs to be, so that when you pull the final piece out. So you always want to lead it. And I also see a lot of people pulling their clear to drag their film. You're going to get a lot of crinkles that way. Sometimes you don't if you get your technique, but it makes it really tough. What a lot of people don't realize is if you start unrolling that film, your clear will stick to the other side like magic, and you can just unroll it all the way to the end and then pull the whole sheet of clear off once the film itself is laying on the back window. So there's a few different ways that you can approach that. And, you know, you can pull your clear off as you're unrolling it, but I just find that cumbersome. It's just adding more material to this very small area you have to work. Where if you unroll it while it's still attached to the backside of the film, then there's no extra on the leading edge where you're unrolling, if that makes any sense. So that's how we do that. And the other problem that people run into is either a crinkled edge on a door or debris in the area where it was buckled. And as Alex was talking about earlier, that's the area you're trying to tuck in, but you can't get it to tuck in, and you're fighting with it right there, even though the problem is usually down by the corner. The corner hasn't tucked, so it hasn't stretched out enough to drop into place. And the more you struggle to get that into the place, it just keeps creating a little like plunger effect and sucking debris out in that little area. And the more you fight with it, the more chance you have of having a crinkle in that area or a flip line or what, you know, people have all kinds of different terms that they use for it.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Well, if it makes dollars, it makes a lot more sense. If it just makes sense, then dollars aren't really involved, are they? But yeah. So those are the most common things. And a lot of people think that, you know, I also see people, I'm having problems with contamination, and I clean the window like I scrape it and I scrub it and I squeegee it twice. And it's like, look, I don't even scrape windows. I don't scrub windows. I rub windows. And if there's nothing stuck to it, I squeegee windows and rinse windows, and I get clean windows. So I don't care if you scrape it twice, scrub it twice, squeegee it 3 times. There's something in your process you're doing wrong, or in the application process that you're doing wrong, that's bringing the contamination back into the window. A lot of people's problem, if you're getting contamination along your top edge or your side edges, a lot of it is in the prep, but it's not because you didn't clean it well enough. If you're jamming your squeegee into the side edge of a window and squeegeeing down, you got to understand that one edge is squeegeeing the window while the other edge is rubbing that dirty ass seal. And when you rub something, it flings shit back. So as you're squeegeeing your clean window down the side, it's flinging shit back onto the window that you can't even see because it's minor. But once you put film there, it's like, oh, this whole edge is bad. And so there's that.
I tape felts now too.
Uh,
And then for sweep felt, like felt in the sweeps, what we do at Tin Squad, you know how Charles has got those dash or door covers, the ones where they like Velcro on, and it's got the
uh-huh.
thing that slides past the gasket. We'll do that, but without the door panel cover, because we use the expelled door panel cover. But we'll still slide that in, and it kind of helps you get past the felt, and you get a pretty clean job at the bottom. And sometimes if the sweeps are tight, it's cool because then you can like pull that back, and like the bottom just like falls right in.
And that's why Mary's always telling me about all the things that she's never seen me do that you guys are now all of a sudden doing, causing yourself to take more time to tint the cars.
Well, I mean, normally I don't think we would do it, but I think the fact that we have Luke there, like it kind of, like the stuff's already in there before we even get there. Like we're still wrapping up the previous car while this car is pulling in, and it's just like already done.
So it's not taking longer to do the car. You're just paying
No,
an extra body to
I
do
don't
the
know.
stuff so it does. No, I mean, it's a way to get it done if you have to. But Charles, for one, he was not taught that way. He learned that on Facebook because the popular thing is to put the training wheels on so you don't skin your knees. Make sure you wear your knee pads and your elbow pads and your helmet and your chin strap because you don't want to get hurt. And that's kind of what's going on there. And that's, I'm sorry. I'm not going to disrespect anybody doing that, but the bottom line is all of these things that we do, it's not because that's necessary to get a good job. Those are training wheels. Those are the things to help you when you're not good enough to do it
Right.
without them. There's practicing your way into being good enough not to have these training wheels, just like riding a bike. We all started with training wheels. Well, Billy probably didn't, but the rest of us did. And
No, he admitted to being a hack. He said he used to leave felt in the bottom all the time back in the day.
I mean, I used to remove door panels and sweeps and all that shit. I used to tape my seals. I did all that stuff. But I learned how not to and still achieve the same job. And when you talk to Tallman, ask him at the first tinner battles when everybody grabbed a window on his car and tinted a window, which window looked best and who did it. And I went in with my old school ways, and yeah, that was my window. Somebody pulled the seals on it too, and they're like, "You're two stage in, the seals are pulled, just bottom loaded." I'm like, just go fuck yourself. Mind your own business. And I yes, Billy, 80s Rick. I did start in the 80s. And if you guys, any of you guys, and Billy kind of knows what the 80s were like and 90s, you know, we had hard cars. The cars that we have today, they're they're just windows. You know, let's get the Chevy Corsicas out. Let's get the old school like mid 90s um uh Ford Tauruses, and you know, the T-Birds and the Berettas, and you know, these are all common everyday cars that we saw hundreds of. And nowadays those cars are all on a list that if these cars ever come in, make sure you charge enough. Crown Vics, of course, you know, we're up here in the big three, so I've tinted thousands of Crown Vics and Grand Marquis, and so and actually Rick Tallman's car is a Grand Marquis, I think, or a Crown, I don't know, it's one of the two. So that's just something that I've been tinting my whole life. And you know, when the Ford Contour came out, oh my God, what a fucking game changer for a window tinter. That was like today's cars. It like it was amazing. Um the Dodge Neon, Chrysler had a fucking identity crisis. Like the four-door Neon was a walk in the park. The two-door Neon, maybe not so much. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Dodge, the Chevy Cavalier. The four-door was a walk in the park. The two-door was like, what the fuck's going on here? And yeah, them was the days. T-Town had a Neon.
You would look like you would have a neon. I like the neons. A Hurricane.
In October, I'm going to Hurricane, Utah.
I can't remember the name of the car, but I think I remember seeing a post where Randy Humphreys tinted like some crazy ass car.
Oh yeah, Billy. Rubber set glass gaskets and butyl tape. That was the days. You know, once upon a time, now they use, and shortly after I started tinting, it was pretty commonplace for them to set windshields and back windows with urethane, which is something that dries hard and it no longer is sticky. And they started putting black edges around windows and then dot matrix and stuff like that. But we used to have, you know, clear glass go all the way up to the gasket, and some of them were rubber set, which the rubber was never straight and even, so you had to follow it. And other windows were butyl set, and butyl is the stuff that stays sticky and it never hardens, and over years it fills up with dirt, the dirt sticks to it and it oozes, and it's very uneven, and it's really hard to get your film on the edges to look good. But we had to learn all that because those were the cars we had to learn on. I did a wing window. It was 3 days before hand. LOL. I get a lot of classics, etc. Towards the end of my tinting, I used to like embrace classics. I charged a ton for them, and I sold the shit out of the job. A classic car would come in, they'd come get me. I'd go out and talk to the customer about it and explain to them, I'm going to be the most expensive person in town, but I'm going to spend a solid half a day with your car, and I'm going to make love to it. And when I'm done, you're going to think that it came tinted from the factory. And I could, you know, but that's because everything else was just glass, and these were things that reminded me of where I came from. And it's fun though, because around here we get both kinds of classic car owners. We get the ones that will spend the extra money because they know what they have, and then because we're in the Motor City, we get the ones that just got a smoking deal on this hoopty ass fucking old piece of shit, but technically it's a classic. And they're like, you charge how much? But
Nice.
65 Chevelle. That's an easy car. That's back when the windows were still flat. I mean, it has some curve to it, but it only curves in one direction. So, I mean, most of the time you don't even have to shrink those. The hardest part is around the edges. One of my favorite cars was a buddy of mine when I was first learning. He had a, what was it, a 68 Camaro, 78 Camaro? I don't know, somewhere in there. No, it was a 78. It was the one, it was a butyl set window, and it had the chrome trim around the back window, and you couldn't cut it right on the chrome trim because you would get the light gap around it, and you couldn't tuck it too far because the butyl was old and it was just wavy and inconsistent under there. And we spent like a whole day on his back window, and it came out beautiful. Who is this from Pontiac, Michigan? That is probably GFL. And she's probably going to tell him, yeah, he's not available. Oh, no, I don't think they were there when she answered. Or she hung up on him too fast. Nope, not available. Click. You guys seen the new Nissan Ariya electric? They put this retard tape on the back roll-ups in the seal. You can't remove it or tint over it. No, I haven't seen that, but trying to think. I think it was a Porsche back in the 90s. Or no, not a Porsche. What am I thinking? Was it? Should I remember there was a car that was doing shit like that. Hold on a second. This may or may not be important.
Or the dries up package trays.
I just realized my speakers are on when you're talking.
Oh, that could be the echo.
Oh, you was getting an echo and you just didn't bother to tell me?
No. I forgot. It is the cardioid. Cardioid.
Was anybody else hearing like Alex echo when he talked? Or was it not? It wasn't that loud. It was kind of loud. I don't know. But that kind of echoes more like a delayed echo. The room echo is where it's just bouncing off the walls. So it doesn't seem like it's that delayed. It just seems like you're, when somebody's on the phone and they take you in the bathroom and it's echoey. That was the kind of echo that you had, and that was just probably from the fact that you were on Omni, and so it was just your voice was
Like
bouncing off the
now.
wall. Yeah,
What about now?
that's much better.
Oh, it is.
I'm,
That's Big 8.
okay, so it's bouncing off your sidewall then mostly,
Probably.
but no, cardioid is just a single direction. Um, what else?
I don't know. You
No,
might
I've
have
never.
to. You might have to be the guy that comes up with the trick, and then you got to let us know.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never even seen one of those cars. I don't pay a lot of attention to the new cars these days. Let's see if Computer Cut says anything about them. That might be something to look at. – We'll go with 2024. We'll go with 2023. Nissan. No special notes.
You want to pull it up and see what it looks like? Here.
Yeah, there's no special notes on it, but we'll just go.
I wonder if it's like cut flush with the tape.
Yeah, it doesn't really indicate that, but this is the car. Does it get bigger? It does not really get bigger.
Here, use some wet peas.
Yeah. Web peas are all the rage. And look, the one that they're showing us in the picture is tinted. Isn't that exciting? But no, I can't make it bigger. I got no options.
Knifeless tape.
Knifeless tape doesn't work on window film. They updated it in June. They cleaned up top edge of front roll-ups. Cool.
Straight edge.
And I'm assuming it's a clear tape too. The tape is probably like a buffer. You know how we use slip tape on the edge of our squeegees? It's probably something like that to reduce drag on the window going up and down. That might be my thought on that. Tim says he made a video trying to cut tint with knifeless tape. How did that go? I'm guessing it didn't work. Oh, it's black and thin. Now, the Porsche 944 had like a black thin tape like product. It was like tape / paint. It was really thin around the edges. By the time I started doing, these were old cars, and by the time I started doing them, this shit never held up. It was flaking off. It was nasty. The easiest way was to just clean it all off, but unfortunately you got the defroster grid, so you can't just scrape it all off. So it was its own kind of a challenge, and that was also back before plastic razor blades, so I don't know if that would have worked, but yeah, it was its own kind of thing. A lot of times with those, I would just try my damnedest to clean that shit off and then just tint past it. Sometimes you couldn't get it all off. Sometimes it was stuck real good to some areas. Nowadays, if you get an old 944, chances are it's going to be so flaky that you can just take your scrub pad around the edge and get it all off. But that car is its own thing. And I always tinted that car in, well, I didn't always tint it in 2 pieces. I used to tint it in 3 and 4 pieces too at some points because it's such a curved window. But then I learned if you got a 60-inch roll, you can turn that sucker sideways and shrink it on the sides, and it lays down pretty decent. So, yeah, Porsche 944 sucked too. Good news is we're up here in the big 3, Motor City. We didn't get a lot of Porsches. Tim says his video did not do good, or the cutting with knifeless tape did not go good. Hi, Billy. Welcome back. Oh my God, it's 5:02. What the hell happened to the hour, Alex?
I don't know.
I'm never going to get used to this whole hour thing. So
Wow.
we did actually tell him about the surprise without telling him about the surprise, though we kept that a secret. We got
I
sidetracked.
know. I still can't stop thinking about it. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Well, let's just say it's a $350-ish value. It's a one of a kind, and it's going to be given away to the winner of the singles competition at the reunion. So, Alex, if you win, you can bring it home with you.
Oh, I have to win. You
Something
know what I
tells
should
me,
do? You know what I should do? I should like we should all pretend that this conversation didn't happen, and I'll walk in there arrogant as hell, and then I say, whoever beats me and win this competition will get this keg. Cause none of you guys are gonna get it, cause I'm gonna win.
the problem with that is you said whoever beats you. So if you don't make it through the first round and like most of them beat you, you only have
Or
one.
no, I bet my keg to the winner of this competition that I won't lose. There we go.
So you just told them what they're going to get.
There's
now
only
you
11 people.
now you ought to show it to them. Give them a sneak peek.
Do I gotta show them?
You don't
All
have
right,
to.
I'll show them. Oh, dude, this is gonna be sick. Ryan, you're gonna love this.
Something tells me when Tolman sees it, he's going to be like, dude, we need some of those to give away.
No. Oh wait, how do I remove myself?
I didn't even realize you turned the wood sideways. Was it like that when you showed it to me?
Yup.
Oh, snap.
Yup.
That's a
the
snazzy
only
little twist.
not only this a one of a one kind keg, but it's the only design that we ever have published that's got the sideways wood.
Oh,
It's super exclusive.
and it's got all the sponsor logos on it for this year.
Yeah. I took Tink Keg out because I didn't think Tink Keg needed two logos. And plus I needed the room. T
Dick.
Town.
Seems like I see me on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, rumor has it you as an official sponsor this year. Wow. Look at that. Got all the peoples on there. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Jazzed it up pretty nice.
Yep. And then hopefully the left side lines up well with the right side when it wraps. I think
Y-
it's gonna do it.
Yeah, it's always kind of a crapshoot, but Alex puts a lot of thought into whether or not this is going to line up. And we've been getting really, really close. And if we didn't talk about it, most people don't even notice that there's little variance on the seam. But our goal is definitely to try to get it to look seamless on the backside. So yeah, that's certainly not a bad looking not a bad looking piece. And he whipped that together this morning.
It took a lot
And
longer than I thought it was gonna. I think I spent like 2 hours on it. Maybe not. Maybe it
I
was less
asked
than that. It felt
I
like 2 hours.
oh, it was like 2 hours. I asked him this morning, how long do you think it would take you to whip something together? He's like, oh man, I already got it in my mind. I could do it. It's real easy. I could do it in like 10 minutes. But the problem is when you're doing a fresh layout as you're doing it, like the things in your mind, you think about the elements in your mind and then you put them on there and then you see them and you're like, well, that's not how I imagined it. And so then you got to start making changes. And it can get daunting because you have to make the right changes. If you're like, oh, that doesn't fit there. So then you start changing this, but this was perfect the way it was. It was what you put there before it that was clashing that you needed to change, but you're changing the thing that you just put in there to like show the clash. And then you're like, oh no, you know what? I like that better that way. Let me back up and let me change this. Oh, that looks better. And
Dude, I kept getting clashes with like grays in people's logos and the ashes. Cause like Urable was getting lost in it, and then like I don't know. There's just yeah, I don't know. And then plus like square logos bumping up with square logos when I put them in alphabetical order. So I have to like swap them around or make some smaller. And then originally the background was going to be like a dusty gray orange like explodey thing, but then like the whole WFR got lost, and then the whole like that whole graphic on the left side got lost. And I was like, so I have to go with something like lighter color. And so I was
and
like, you know what? We're all about the America. Like we can do
Arca.
something like yeah, and it's July still, so like I mean keeping up with the like Independence Day thing.
Reminds
I
me
don't
more of
know.
a British flag, but hey.
I mean we got Australians coming too. Dude, so the Tina keg that I got signed by everyone last year like got smudged from like everyone handling it as they're passing each other to like sign it. So I got like smudge signatures on it.
Yeah, that Sharpie shit doesn't dry as fast as you'd like it to. And
Oh,
everybody with the sweaty, oily hands.
can you imagine what that keg's gonna look like signed by everybody too? I think it would just like add on to it. It would just
Well, you got to leave that up to the person that wins it, because some people dig that shit. Other people are like, yeah, I don't need their names on my shit. Now, admittedly, most people would appreciate the signatures, but surprisingly, there's people that don't want them. But
yeah.
anyways, guys, we hung with you good today. It's 10 after 5, so that means we're late again. So we are going to get on out of here, and you will be here next Tuesday, right, Alex? So we got one more week.
Wait, what?
You'll be here next Tuesday, right? You're flying out Tuesday night or
Hold on.
flying out Wednesday? Flying out Thursday?
Hold on. Tuesday. I'm flying out Tuesday at 7 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll see how it goes. Maybe next Tuesday you can join us from down there.
I can. I think that's like the isn't everyone going there early to set up? Ryan, is Tuesday's volunteer setup day, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be there and I can just update everyone on the progress.
Yeah, people will be setting up. Maybe you can walk around and interview people.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then it's not like as chaotic and crazy and like people are just kind of like helping each other put up um what do you call those? Canopies?
Yeah, it'll be kind of chill. By then all the canopies and stuff should be up, just depending on what time people get there to do their setting up and stuff. But typically in situations like that, there'll be people hanging all over the convention center in the halls and setting up, and we'll see if they'll let you in to talk to people, because you're not special. You just
I mean, I'm a
make
sponsor,
make sure you
technically.
wear one of your special shirts, so call that your badge.
I gotta bring my business cards.
Yeah.
Hey, like, see this president? See that? My logo's on that thing hanging on the wall there. I don't have a ride from the airport, but I don't know how we're gonna do this whole thing because we plan on being there until Sunday. So I think we're gonna have to rent a car. I
Actually,
don't
I
know.
heard a rumor that you're going to be there until Monday.
Yeah, Monday. I don't even know. I don't even got my hotel booked for the weekend. I'm just like, I don't know, cause well we're like playing it by ear. Like we're trying to like, I don't know. We're just gonna go wherever cheap that's like not super far from Atlanta.
It is quite obvious you're going to be playing it by ear. That
That's kind
is,
of how it happened last time. But last time we were also driving into a hurricane, so it was a little different.
yeah, you're out running hurricane season at least.
Yeah, I looked
And
into it, and not so many hurricanes hit Georgia in July, so that's good.
not a real historical kind of thing, but we fly into places, we just Uber or taxi. Usually there's taxis waiting outside, and that's the easiest thing is just walk out and grab a taxi. It's not cheap,
Yeah,
but it is quick and convenient, and those people need to eat too, so
yeah.
it's like it is what it is. And
We
then
gotta bring the car seat and the stroller. It's gonna be
all
a,
the
it's
fun
gonna be a,
things.
dude. My credit card got stole last year.
Oh jeez.
Corey, that's bad. At least you didn't get beat up outside the convention center and your money taken. So
Did he get beat up too?
no, he didn't get beat up. He played along, so he didn't get beat up.
He did what he was told.
He did what he was told. He wanted to beat him up, but he was just like, that's probably not smart. And he asked for 5 but got 20. So
Yeah, ATMs don't spit out $5 bills.
he's
If it would have been me, I might have turned around with the 20 and been like, dude, you got change for a 20. And when he said no, I'd be like, well, then I can't help you because I need the other 15.
I don't know. Anytime I watch like movies in that situation, they're like max withdraw, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe they were humble. They were like, you know what? Like, we want to rob him, but we don't want to rob him that bad.
mugger with a heart.
Look, bro, we're just trying to eat over here. We're not trying to be fancy.
Well, that's what it sounds like. It sounds more like desperation rather than criminal, even though it's criminal. But I mean, you get in desperate times. But anyways, we could talk about that all night. So we're going to get out of here. Alex is, standing up and closing things because he doesn't like to wait for goodbyes. So
Bye.
until next time, we'll see you guys next week.